If you are in your 30s and you wonder if it is too late to start singing, this video is for you. First, we're going to talk about all the things you have to consider when you're in your 30s. Then we're going to talk about how to make the process of learning to sing easier in your 30s. And finally, we're going to talk about how to expand your vocal range starting today. So stick around until the end because I'm going to show you a resource that you can use to make your progress much faster. Things to consider when you are in your 30s that really affect your singing. The first one is that when you're in your 30s, you're probably going to have limited time to practice. That is very important. You have responsibilities, maybe you have kids, and you want to learn to sing. You have to understand that you're not going to have 3 hours a day to learn singing probably. So you're probably going to have a little think about what are the 30-minute window a day that you can dedicate every day. And maybe that is too much. So one of the things you have to consider when you want to start learning singing is before you start, how much time can you realistically dedicate to it? If it is 10 minutes a day, that's fine. If it's 20 minutes a day, that's better. But you need to know what you're going to be working with to make the most out of it. Secondly, as a professional adult, you are going to probably spend a lot of hours a day in certain postures that might affect your overall posture. For example, maybe you spend 8 hours a day sitting in a computer. Whatever you do is going to shape your body. We need to know what we work with. Thirdly, we need to have in mind what are the habits that we already built during all our years. Now, if you are 35 years old, you have built a posture that resulted in the posture you have today through 35 years. The habits developed around this time are hard to change. Habits need to be changed from the brain, and that will require some body awareness work. Any habit that you have developed with your posture will also have shaped your breathing habits, and that will directly affect your voice. So when you start learning to sing, regardless of if you are 5 or 10 or 20 or 30 or 50, you never start with a voice that is a virgin. You have developed certain habits about your voice. Everybody's starting point is different. It's not like buying a guitar and having a brand new instrument first thing. Now, if you know that you have developed certain habits that affect your voice negatively, let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Now, let's talk about how to make the process of learning to sing in your 30s faster and more effective. One of the good things about being in your 30s and learning to sing is that hopefully you have a different awareness of your body already. That is actually beneficial when you're learning to sing. So if you are in your 30s, as we said, you probably don't have a lot of time to dedicate to your singing. So we're going to try to make the process as effective as possible. For that, there are 3 things you can do that can really help. First one is you need to set goals. If you work around goals, you have a clear direction and it is much easier to build a path toward that goal than if you just don't know where you're going. In my experience teaching and also as a singer, it is much faster to reach goals if your goals are achievable. If you're just starting singing and your goal is to sing like Whitney Houston in 3 months, then that's not quite achievable and you're gonna get frustrated in the middle and that is going to make your progress much more slowly. So try to set goals that are achievable. And if you don't know how to work with this, then book a private session and we can talk about that. The second thing that will really accelerate your training and make it much more effective is, as I said before, to work around your habits. There are habits that are ingrained that are usually not too useful. We know now that it is possible to change your habits, your posture, your breathing patterns in a way that makes your voice production much more easily. What do I mean by this? If you are trying to learn to sing in your 30s and you try to learn to sing and by pushing from your already ingrained habits, you're not going to go too far. We're in our 30s, we don't have a lot of time to practice, so we need to make it as effective as possible. One way that you can do this is through developing body awareness. Now, of course, if you do any activity outside work, such as yoga, Feldenkrais is really good to develop body awareness, or any movement technique, dancing, and just anything that makes you in contact with your body, including meditation, for example. Any of those things are going to help you develop body awareness and identify habits that are hindering your voice. But if you don't know how to even get started, go to the description below because I actually have some resources that will really help you. By the way, if you are interested in developing body awareness and connecting your voice, your brain, and your body, subscribe to this channel because most of my videos are about that. Finally, of course, if you really want to make the process faster and more effective, you need to get a vocal coach. Of course, you can get a vocal coach locally, or I am available for vocal lessons. I also have some vocal courses that you can take that are for complete beginners, so that is really helpful if you want a guide. Learning to sing in your 30s is an amazing time to do it. You know what you want, you have a different body awareness, you have a different emotional maturity. In your 30s, your muscles are still strong and you still have time to deeply change habits that are very ingrained. So if you are in your 30s and you think you are too old, just get started, and now you have the tools to do the process much more efficiently so you can learn much faster. So just start doing it, start enjoying it, and stop wasting time just wondering if you can or can't learn to sing. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next one.